For this fun guitar project, we're going to need an empty tissue box, a paper towel roll, and some rubber bands. You want to also make sure you have some liquid glue, a ruler, some scissors, a brush, and a pencil. Can't forget the markers, some fun rhinestones and buttons, some tape, and last but not least, you want to grab some construction paper or pattern paper, any fun colored paper you can use to wrap your guitar. Alright, let's begin! You want to start off with experimenting with how much paper you will need and how you want to wrap it around the guitar base. You also want to think about which paper you want to expose to the front of the guitar, where it will be most viewable to others. As you can see, I'm using my biggest and plainest piece to start off wrapping the back of my guitar. It almost feels like you're wrapping a present, but remember, you will need to keep the top part of this tissue box open so we could put the handle of the guitar inside. Now for the front part of the guitar, I picked my pattern paper. But if you don't have pattern paper, you can make your own pattern with the markers on top of construction paper. Now, to attach this part, you want to use the liquid glue because we will be cutting a hole in the front and we want to attach as much paper as possible to the cardboard. Your brush really comes in handy here to smooth out the glue you put on. That way your paper won't bubble up. Finishing off the sides with my glue and brush, I'll be folding the ends of the paper just to give it a nice crisp look. Feel free to experiment with different ways in gluing and attaching your paper. You don't have to follow me exactly. As we get up to the top of the box, we want to remember again, we gotta leave that open space for the guitar handle, which we will be attaching later. Time for the guitar handle. We will need more of our chosen paper to measure and cut out enough to completely wrap the paper towel roll. This is a good time to grab your ruler if you want to be more precise. When you're ready, you can apply the glue and wrap your paper towel roll by rolling it up. To secure the ends, you can slowly tuck in the leftover edges of paper. And of course, to give your handle a more fun and interesting look, you can layer up any of the paper you chose for the project. As we get ready to attach both pieces together, we want to do something to the front of our guitar. Carefully cutting out a circular shape, we will be creating a sound hole. Besides your scissors, you're going to need a marker, so you'll know exactly where to cut. When you begin to cut, start by poking a hole in the middle and then slowly work your way out. Alright, time to attach both pieces together. As you place the handle inside the box, make sure you push it all the way through to the end before you tape. Once you're ready to flip the guitar over, you will see the inside of the sound hole, revealing the rest of the handle. For the next step, you can add any decorations you want to the front of your guitar. As for me, I will be adding some nice rhinestones all throughout the pattern paper, as well as the edge of the sound box. Make sure you're nice and generous with your glue if you're attaching things like sequins, rhinestones, or heavy buttons. Continuing with more decorative detail, you could add the fret marks to the neck of the handle with your markers. And of course, can't forget the guitar strings. You could add these carefully along towards the middle of the sound hole. Throughout this process, you're also welcome to add a little bridge at the bottom of the sound hole to make it look a little more realistic. All you have to do is roll up a little bit of your leftover paper and neatly tuck it under the rubber bands under the sound hole. And once you've tucked the bridge in, you can continue adding the rest of your rubber bands towards the middle. And adding a few more decorations with marker. Voila! Ready for the finishing touch. For the tuning keys or pegs, all you need is a little piece of paper to make 6, which will have 3 on each side. Pretty simple to cut. They look kind of like little bones. Snip them in half and you'll have your 6 ready to go. You could use the end of a sharp pencil to poke little holes through and carefully stick the tuning keys in. Hope you had lots of fun making this guitar project. Feel free to check out our microphone art project.